Would you rather build Belle's library in your home or restore the Library of Alexandria? Ah! Hi friends, my name is Emma and today I'm going to be playing a bookish edition of Would You Rather. I have my skull mason jar here, perfect for Halloween, and I filled it with a bunch of paper prompts for different bookish Would You Rather questions. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Here, I've got the lid here. Let's give it a good shake, really mix them up. The first question is, would you rather build Belle's library in your home or restore the Library of Alexandria? Ah! That is, okay, I'm very tempted to make an extremely selfish choice here because having a Belle's library inside of my home has literally been one of my dreams since I was a little kid. However, how selfish would it be of me to have the opportunity to restore the Library of Alexandria and not take it? So as much as it pains me to do this, and it really pains me, I would have to go with restoring the Library of Alexandria. RIP to my Beauty and the Beast library dreams. Okay. That was a heartbreaking start to this video. Let's try and find one that's a little bit happier. Would you rather loan out a book you never get back, or you get back your book but it's full of dog ears? Oh, okay. This is a very personal pet peeve of mine. I know a lot of people share it though. I would honestly rather just not get it back because at least if it's never returned to me, I can kind of just imagine that it's sitting happily on a shelf somewhere or being like thoroughly enjoyed by somebody or on its own little journey. But if it came back to me full of dog ears or any other sort of damage, then I would just feel disrespected on behalf of the book that I loaned out. So I'm gonna have to go with loaning out a book that I would never get back. Okay, question number 3. Would you rather meet your favorite author or favorite character? I mean, I've got to go with favorite character because as much as I respect and love authors, I don't get emotionally attached to them in the same way that I do like my favorite characters. Now, if I was asked who my favorite character was, I fully would not be able to answer that question because I have a list of ones that I really enjoy and love and care about and would love to get to know, but I can never choose a favorite. So I would have to go with meeting my favorite character. Question number 4. Would you rather read one book a year and remember everything or read 100 books a year and remember nothing? I feel a little called out by this question, I'm not gonna lie, because I definitely err on the side of reading 100 books a year and remembering nothing. See, I definitely have the problem of reading a bunch of books and really enjoying them, and then when I go to read like a sequel or talk about the book later, I'm like, yeah, I know I liked it. Do I remember what I liked about it? Maybe not, but I know that I liked it. I feel like that experience of enjoying a book is so wonderful that I would hate to give that up and only be able to read one book a year. So I feel like I would have to go with reading 100 books a year and remembering nothing, because at least that way I would get to have 100 experiences of enjoying a book or reading a book as opposed to only getting one of those every year, because that's just, it's not enough. It's not enough. Question numero 5. Would you rather read only one genre forever or never read a genre more than once? Okay. This is a hard question, especially since I'm someone that really enjoys multiple genres. The idea of only getting to read one genre for the rest of my life is so depressing. However, never getting to read a genre more than once ever, like at some point you would just fully run out of genres, and that's just so not an option for me because the idea of like running through all these genres and then not getting to read any more books is more horrifying. So I guess I'd have to go with reading only one genre forever. I don't know what genre that would be though. Like maybe like if you could do romance and then have different subsets that you could still read as long as they all involve romance. So like historical romance, contemporary, fantasy romance, yada yada yada. I feel like that would be somewhat better, but that's a toughie. That's a toughie. Number 6. Would you rather listen to your favorite book narrated by the worst narrator ever, or never read that book again? Evil questions. Okay, I would have to go with never reading that book again. And I know that there's a whole argument. It's like, well, at least you'd be able to read it still. The narrator can't be that bad. But if it's the worst narrator ever, then that's some pretty powerful stuff. Also, I kind of struggle with audiobooks to begin with, and that's just like a personal thing. I'm such a visual person that trying to take in a story, especially something more complex like fantasy, just doesn't compute in my little like lizard brain, only hearing it read to me. So then if you add like a horrible narrator on top of that, that's like just doubly not gonna work for me. So yeah, I would have to go with never getting to read my favorite book again. All right, number 7. Let's see. Would you rather never get to finish your favorite series or never read another series again? Why did I do this to myself? These are literally like, these are so hard. I don't know. Because like, on the one hand, if you never get to finish your favorite series, that's so sad. Because then you never get to see like how everything wraps up, and you don't get to see like where they're all going on like the next part of their journey. And usually like this, like the finale of a series that you really love is like one of the most satisfying things on the planet. But if you never got to read another series again, that is so limiting. That's so limiting, because I love standalone novels. I really do. There are so many wonderful standalone novels, and sometimes it's great to be able to just pick up a book and know that you're only in for like 2, 3, 4, 500 pages versus like 8 or 9 or 12 books in a series that you know is going to take forever to finish. Honestly, as much as it pains me to say this, I think I'd have to go with never getting to finish your favorite series. Because at least I would still be allowed to have the joy of reading series later on that I would hopefully enjoy, even if they're not my favorite. Yeah, I've got to go with never getting to finish your favorite series. Final answer. This is, I think, number 8, right? Number 8, sound good? Okay, we'll go with number 8. This is, would you rather only read series or standalones? Well, since we're talking about series, I would have to go with only getting to read series. And I know I love standalones, I just said that, and I really, really do, but again, series sometimes just have something special about them where you really just get to dive into that world so deeply, and I love getting to see like through lines between books, and it's so satisfying when something happens in a book earlier in the series and then it kind of weaves its way through and comes up again later, and it's like just that like, oh, moment. I love that when reading, and so not getting to see that anymore would be really hard. So I've got to go with only reading series. But let me know what your answer would be down below, because I know that people have really differing opinions on series versus standalones. Let's see here. Number 9. Would you rather never read a new release or never reread a book again? Okay, I'm gonna have to go with never rereading a book again, and that's only because I'm just not a huge rereader, and there's this list of books where I'm like, I love that so much, and like I said, I'm really bad about forgetting books after I've read them. Since I've forgotten everything, I might as well reread it and get to kind of have that same experience again and get to know all of those characters. But there are so many new great books coming out all the time. I don't know how I could commit to never reading a new release again. I don't think I could do it. Okay, just a few left here. Let's do number 10. Would you rather read only physical books or only ebooks? Physical books. Yeah, physical books. I love them. The covers are beautiful. They smell nice. There's something so satisfying about seeing exactly where you are in a book, like when you can see like the top of the book and see how much progress you've made. That gives me a weirdly large amount of dopamine. But you know, I really do like ebooks though, and this is never something that I saw myself saying, because I was always that extremely annoying person that would be like, oh, I can never use an e-reader. I love physical books. They are so much more magical than ebooks. I could never see myself reading an ebook. But since I've gotten an e-reader, like since I got it a couple of years ago, it's so nice. It's so nice because you can have endless books, right? Practically endless books on you at all times. The battery life is insane. And as someone that started having some like vision issues a couple of years ago, being able to totally customize the brightness and the size of the font like all the time is so nice. Because there are some books that I really want to read and like the cover is beautiful and it looks super good, but then you open it up and the print is so tiny that it's hardly even readable. So that's never a problem with an ebook, so it still gets some votes. If I had to choose one, I would choose only reading physical books. On to number 11. Would you rather be stuck in a fantasy novel or a murder mystery? Fantasy novel. I love reading both. I really do. I was never a big mystery reader, and then the past couple of years I've definitely grown more appreciative of the genre, but I wouldn't want to be stuck in one. I am such a wuss when it comes to scary, violent stuff that the thought of being stuck in a book where people are actively getting murdered is too terrifying to comprehend. But yeah, so I would definitely go with fantasy novel. That being said though, it kind of depends on what fantasy novel, because there are plenty that are even scarier than like anything Agatha Christie ever dreamed up. So I guess it's kind of a it depends case, but if I had to choose just based on genre alone, I would choose getting stuck in a fantasy novel. Plus if I had magical powers, that would be so cool. Like that would be so cool. So I've got to go with fantasy. This is the last one. This is number 12. Would you rather not be able to buy any books until you finish your physical TBR? Or would you rather never read any of the books you already own? I feel called out again. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. So for those of you that don't know, physical TBR is all of the books that you currently own that you haven't read yet. And for me, that's an embarrassingly high number. So that would definitely take a while. But the thought of never getting to read any of the books that I own is even worse because there are so many that I really want to read. I just need the time to get to them, so I would have to choose not being able to buy any new books until I finish my physical TBR. Alright, well that is all of the prompts that I have today. My little skull jar is empty now, but I really loved answering these. It was a lot of fun, and I would love to know what your answers to some of them are down below, so please let me know. Some of them were actually kind of physically painful to have to answer. Choosing between having a Bell's Library and the Library of Alexandria was a little bit cruel, if I'm honest. I had so much fun filming this one though, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful week. Happy reading!